Now then, think of social media influencers and you probably think of someone young, trendy, a strong association with fashion, food, music or motivation perhaps.
Well, one woman from Alderney is gaining a huge following for a very different approach. Kate Waterfall Hill is a leadership coach who produces daily videos on how not to manage her imaginary workforce via her alter ego, Linda, who, as you're about to see, isn't exactly the most subtle of bosses.
Might there be some underlying tension I'm not aware of? No, I don't think so. No, I'm sure everyone would tell me, wouldn't they?
And anyway, I'm not quite sure how to do it myself.
It's your one-to-one now, is it? Yeah, come on in. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all. No, I've got to leave in about 6 minutes for another meeting, but that'll do it, won't it? Won't need more than that.
Well, let's hear more about Linda from someone who knows her extremely well, her creator, Kate Waterfall Hill. Thank you so much for your time. So firstly, why did you create her?
Well, I think that there are lots of people who are going out there coaching and trying to tell people how to be good managers and good leaders, but sometimes it can be a bit dry and hard going. So yeah, having an alter ego like Linda means that I can have a laugh while I also give people a salient message.
Yeah, brilliant. Is there any danger, do you think, that some people might think that Linda is, and her approach is the right way, that they might take it the wrong way, so to speak?
There are some people on TikTok, who sometimes miss the messaging.
Yeah, and just give us an idea about how popular she's become, because it is extraordinary, some of the numbers. Tell us about those.
Yeah, I think I've had something like 50 or 60 million views altogether. I've had one video that got nearly 6 million views, but most of them are sort of in their tens or hundreds of thousands, a few with 2 or 3 million.
What's the reward for working really hard and doing really well and being a really high-performing member of the team? Well, sort of being given more to do, really.
Has it surprised you just how popular she's become?
Yeah, completely. I mean, it took me by surprise. It was a bit of a joke. You know, I've got kids who are 20 and 18 and they're on TikTok. And I thought, well, how hard can it be? I can have a little go. And I must admit, I might have had a little glass of red wine one January evening, 2023. And I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see what happens. And it just blew up straight away. That first one.
You'd like to give me some feedback, would you? Oh, that's kind. I'm not going to take it on board or do anything about it, so it's not really necessary. Bit of a waste of both our time. Yeah. Thanks anyway, though.
Now, as far as the actual message, as you say, you get it across with humour, but of course, it is quite a serious message as well for anyone who's a woman thinking about going into this sort of cutthroat world of male management.
I think there is something to be said for the sort of general tide turning between what was a command and control style management, do as I say, and now a bit more align and enable. So in other words, giving people a vision to follow and enabling them to work out the how themselves so they can actually do the job they want to do. So yeah, definitely more empathy in the workplace is coming to the fore. Yeah,
and that's a message I'm sure you'd get across to anyone involved in the bailiwicks. You were brought up in Alderney, of course. What would you say to anyone here in the Channel Islands wanting to go into management?
Oh, I would definitely say do it. I mean, I love being a manager. It's so interesting and varied, and you can use your intellect to really understand people and get the best out of them. And it's so satisfying when you do a good job. At the end of the week, if you feel like you've been a good leader, it's just really great because you're impacting people's lives not only in work but outside work. Because you really do want to enjoy what you do and do it well. And as leaders, we have a really big influence to play in that.
Kate Waterfall Hill, definitely not Linda. Thank you very much indeed for your time today. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's an interesting way of doing it, isn't it? I wonder if there are a few managers shifting uneasily in their seats this evening looking at that thing.
Indeed.